back for the US session on Thursday, the 11th of June. Just looking at the NASDAQ. I had a little break after I traded the DAX. Thought I might go to sleep, and if I wake up, I'll wake up. But I'm not going to set the alarm for the US session. Anyway, I woke up because I've trained my body, I guess, from showing up every single day to wake up at around this time. I don't even want to look at the DAX or talk about it. Had a difficult session, but I ended up making 2%. I was looking at it, I thought it's a broad bull channel. A broad bull channel with deep pullbacks. Took profit up here on a long. Lost a little bit of money here. I'm trying to get long. Because I envisioned the market doing something climactic to the upside. It sort of looked like that, like a pullback on the open and then an attempt to go higher. But then that, it's a bit of confusion. On the smaller time frame, the broad bull channel was quite obvious. When I got this trade, I took profit up here because I was telling myself I should take profit at new highs, because by that point it was already taking on the character of a broad bull channel, because it attempted to make a new high and then had an extremely deep pullback but didn't make a new low. That seems like a bull channel, but a very broad one with deep pullbacks, where bulls take profit at new highs instead of buying more at new highs. So you get really deep pullbacks. And then later on I'd already left, but I would have tried to trade this as a broad bull channel and tried to buy pullbacks, I guess, if I had been trading it. And then something happened. So technically, because a broad bull channel, people are constantly taking profit at new highs. There's a statistic from the trader that I learned from, whose course I bought. He reckons that the S&P, there's about a 60 to 70% chance, I can't remember the exact number, that a broad bull channel will break out to the downside, because a broad bull channel is a bear flag. A bull channel is a bear flag, and a bear channel is a bull flag. They can break out to the upside, but that is a lower probability event than the breakout to the downside. I think that the reason for that is that bulls are taking profit at new highs constantly, and eventually, after some hours of trading, the traders who are trading this market are starting to realize, as they see pullback after pullback every time it makes a new high. Eventually, traders are realizing this is not a strong bull trend day that's going to go whip and make, some kind of huge rally. It's just going to keep pulling back at new highs. So I think at some point everybody decides to take profit. When everyone realizes that what is happening, and then you get the breakout to the downside. This is a characteristic that after I read this explanation from Al Brooks, the person that I learned from, whose course I bought. I have observed this a lot of times. Like, for example, here is a tight bull channel, and then it breaks out to the downside. Here is a tight bear channel, and it breaks out to the upside. Here is a bear channel, it breaks out to the upside, and has two legs up. So, what he says makes sense to me. Technically. Now, that being said, I did later read this from the fat, I don't even know what to call this guy anymore, the fat, hideous piece of shit that is Donald Trump, the American president. You know, he's just put out, like, whenever this guy opens his mouth, it's like, this is the time that he's active, sort of an hour before market opens. And he's tweeting out here that he's going to hardly ever go on social media. But I felt like I had to get an account with this stupid fucking company, Truth, which is his company. Because a lot of the shit that he says affects markets so much. You know? It's sort of got to pay attention to this intellectual nobody with random thoughts occurring in his head, and he just sort of blurts them out. It's not even a statement, it's just a sort of word salads, you know, a lot of the time just self-contradictory things in the same sentence. And like self-contradictory here in the first sentence. Iran's Navy, Air Force, radar, anti-aircraft have been destroyed, but they've shot down countless American planes, and they've just been hitting US bases in the region. And there's video evidence of it. It's a automatically self-contradictory sentence here. There's about 3 lies in the first sentence. Oh no, there's more. Their navy's not destroyed, their air force isn't destroyed, their radars aren't destroyed, their anti-aircraft isn't destroyed, and all other forms of defense is gone. So 1 lie, 2, 3, 4, 5 in one sentence. There's 5 lies in this sentence. So unfortunately, I've started learning how to trade, and I'm doing reasonably well. But I never factored in that I will be having to pay attention to this empty head, to the random proclamations of this empty head, who is putting out things that actually affect what's supposed to be my work. And I can imagine if you're a trader here and you're doing something and you're seeing this bull channel and you're buying lows, and then this idiot says something. He wakes up and he has a sort of spastic thought in his head. Some spastic thing takes place in his head, and he blurts something out, and then your position is wrecked. And you probably got some slippage if you had a stop loss in place, and you got slipped for more than you planned to risk in the first place. It's just a little bit infuriating that something that is already so complicated, right? It is already complicated enough. It's probably one of the most complicated things that I've ever attempted to teach myself. Now there's an additional layer of uncertainty and complication that I have to deal with. And the traders around the world are having to deal with. watching these things happen. Because of the statement of some ham-fisted, sort of blithering slob of a man who just kind of says things. It's a bit frustrating. What a piece of shit that guy is, Trump. So he's now going back to war with Iran, apparently. How are the Americans not ashamed of this fucking animal? How are the Americans not ashamed to have a guy who has so little integrity that he lies like 5 times in one sentence, as I just proved in that post? How do Americans look at a person like that, and who's potentially like abused children as well? How do they look at that person who's corrupt, a potential child molester and child rapist and whatnot, and a liar? How do they look at that and go, yeah, I'm pretty sure this guy is the number one representative of my country's values and of values of Americans? How are they not embarrassed? I guess they just have no shame. I guess so. They probably think that's a great thing to have no shame. That's how stupid they must be. That they have no shame whatsoever. Yeah. Why should I be ashamed? I'm free country. Like, you should have a little bit of shame from time to time. Because some things are actually shameful to do. Many things that Donald Trump has done are shameful things to do, like blowing up school children and potentially raping children and whatnot, whatever he's done with Jeffrey Epstein and whatnot. Those are all shameful things to do, criminal things to do. And like, he put out at one point, I remember this, he put out a picture of Barack Obama and his wife as a monkey. Are you fucking serious, gun? What is this country over there, man? What the fuck? It's funny though, because every single person on the planet knows that Barack Obama is like, he's like an intellectual giant compared to Trump. And also he's far more articulate and kind, and he's probably done some pretty evil things, like he bombed Syria for no reason. Because, probably for some kind of nefarious reasons. They made up lies about that and all that. It's all lying. He's a liar, probably. But he's far more articulate and intelligent than Trump. That's just obvious. From when he talks about something, you can see that he's kind of examining it from 5 different angles. Whereas Trump is just like, Libtards. What does he say? Liberal maniacs. What? Liberal lunatics or something. He's just liberal lunatics. Just, anyway, I should stop now about this. I really should stop talking about Trump and just fucking focus on the chart. Yeah. Okay. I did think that what happened yesterday was the market failed to do what I predicted it will do, which is I thought they would put a real squeeze on the bears, like really squeeze them up here, because I have seen that kind of thing happen before after big sell-offs, but just do it really quickly. And it failed to do that. It made a double top here, or double top higher high. I guess you could call it a double top of some kind, and then sold off for another sort of leg down, but it didn't break the low that was created here on I think that was Tuesday. Yeah, that was Tuesday. Yep. So a couple of days ago. I was wondering today, as I was going about my day, I didn't really do much. I spent a lot of it playing with my nephew in the morning and in the afternoon. And in between I went out for a Parmigiano. I don't know if, I think it's very common here in Australia. I think it's Italian, I guess. I don't know. It's just a piece of chicken with a chicken schnitzel here in Australia at least. It's a chicken schnitzel with chips and a salad, a common sort of pub food. Just went out for a Parma with a friend. We went to the same uni and the same course and worked the same job in ambulance. We stayed good friends after. Well, I'm wondering if this surge upwards, is sort of putting the market into an always in long condition where you don't look for shorts at this point. You more look for the character of the rally and try to assess if it's a buy on close bull trend where it's just bull bar, bull bar, bull bar, bull bar, and you don't get a pullback, or whether you can find a pullback and a long signal to buy, like a pullback and then a sign that the trend is resuming. In other words, a bar going above a prior bar high, an attempt at trend resumption. Like this is, for example, a really tight bull channel here, and then a small pullback on the 1 minute chart. And there's the first attempt at trend resumption here, above this bar. It does come above a bear bar though, but these moves are so violent sometimes on the open it doesn't matter. If it comes above a bear bar, it's a lower, theoretically it's a lower probability. But the open is usually so wild that sometimes it doesn't matter, it still gets more legs up. I think the sharper the rally, the more inclined I am to take a high one long. But the slower the rally, I'll look for a high too long. I am noticing that the second 15-minute bar is growing so huge now. I think it's a real bull surprise bar, and I wonder if a bar of this magnitude would really put the pressure on bears if they got short anywhere on the open or whatever, that they have to start exiting their positions, because this bar is just so, like, everybody in the world who's looking at this market right now is noticing this bar. Everyone. And if they sold anything, they're probably wondering, how did my life go so wrong? So I think this kind of bar is, the probability is high that this bar sees some follow through, because there'll be traders like me who missed out here because it happens so fast and so violently that any pullback will be bought. I think that is the highest probability, but again, low probability events do occur as well, so it could reverse. This is what I was looking for yesterday in the Nasdaq when I was trying to get long. Shouldn't have been rambling about Trump. That motherfucker can go to hell. It's just a monster rally here that it's a spike. It's a spike. I think this is one of the situations where if you happen to be short for any reason, you need to get out. Like, you just have to get out, because there's one situation. Like, okay, if you're in a bull channel, a broad bull channel, and you're trying to short, you're getting deep pullbacks, and maybe you'll be okay. But maybe you can make a scalp. I think this is one situation where you have to close shorts, because this could continue for a long time, for much longer than anyone thinks is rational. For me, if I'm already not long in this kind of situation, I really don't like trading big bars, because my risk has to be huge. I have to be willing to tolerate a deep pullback, and I generally do not tolerate deep pullbacks. Because if I'm getting a deep pullback, it's sort of telling me, in my mind, it's telling me that I was wrong. I was wrong to buy there. I guess what you can also do, what Al Brooks says in his course, is if you see like consecutive bull bars like this, you just have to buy, but you buy in really, really tiny size and use the correct stop loss. He reckons that if you're seeing this, a bull trend like this, where it's just bull bar, no pullback, you can just put your stop loss not below the prior bar, the prior bar. If you buy this, this is your signal bar and this is your entry bar. Don't put it below the signal bar, but put it below the bar before that on the 5-minute chart. But yeah, I'm not putting a stop loss of 300 points. It's just not happening. than trading $1 a point and risking 1%. I'm not going to wait for this market to retrace 300 points to stop me out. That's not happening. I was looking at the open thinking, what a tentative open. Not much happening. And then, bang. An absolute monster rally of like 400 points. 360. 360 points up. Straight line up. Just a really crazy rally. I think Tom Hugart did have a long. He's quick on the open. Very quick.
Hi, I'm back.
Jeez. See, if I did take a long position now and have a huge stop loss, and if it started going against me, I'd probably start to think about how I can fix it. Like maybe I add on lower, and then if it goes up a little bit, I get out break even on both positions. That's something I've experimented with in the past, but the problem with that is that if it does go wrong, it goes wrong a lot. A lot more than you expected, than I expected. And I've done that before and realized that I'd taken a tiny position at the start. I was just adding to the losers, and the loss sort of compounds very quickly. Snowballs. I don't like that. I think the same is true today for the US market that I saw, that I was talking about in the DAX, because yesterday was a bear trend day, and often I think the market does something on CPI day and then reverses everything the next day. So it could be a bull trend day, it could be a strong bull trend day actually. Yeah, it could be. Yeah, I definitely think it's an always in long condition at the moment. Just gotta find the right time to buy. Had I not been ranting about Trump, I may have considered buying this bar because it's so strong. 2 bull bars closing on their highs. Consecutive bull bars closing on their highs. That's sustained buying pressure and strong buying pressure. You're virtually, I think it's a high probability that you get at least some follow through and some profit that you can take a scalp. Got a lot more than a scalp there. It's already exploding up. So all the buy signal bars, the bull bars, seem to be huge. So the market's forcing me to buy high and have a big risk if I want to buy any bull bar. I don't like that. Sometimes it means that I miss out. So the first 30 minutes is over. The second 15-minute bar is concluded. And everybody bought the close of it. Everybody immediately pressed buy. And their trade is going well at the moment. So if you bought that bar and you put your stop loss below it, I think you want a measured move of that bar. So somewhere up here is your target. A 1-to-1 risk reward trade. And so far it's racing up to that target. In the first 2 minutes of this bar, it's already really close to that target. Imagine it will get there and go higher still. That's the way it's looking right now. So there was a high one long there. So interesting what's happening here. So the trend is so strong that, okay, so high one long there. And that got follow through, some follow through. And then it came back and tested that buy signal. And buyers stepped in right there. Maybe traders like me who missed out thought, okay, that was a buy signal and I missed out. But maybe I'll place a limit order there and get long if it comes there. So maybe that's what happened there. Maybe that's the reason that it exploded so quickly from that point. And I think maybe the additional reason could be if you are a bear and you're shorting new highs and you get trapped there. If it comes back to that level, you take a break even, and then a surge of buyers happens at this breakout point. Bulls and bears buying here, and then it does that. I think that's what's happening. So the trader Tom Hugart has bought the Nasdaq above this level, above the second 15-minute bar, and is currently pulling back against him. Be interested to see how his trade goes. The Dow is pulling back hard. Actually, I don't really know if you can characterize that as pulling back hard. Let's see, in a smaller time frame. Yeah, it's pulling back quite hard actually. The Dow. Yeah, a lot harder than the Nasdaq. What is the S&P doing? Probably similar to Nasdaq, I would imagine. Yeah, quite similar to Nasdaq. I think that a lot of the same companies are in both the indices there. The the Nasdaq and the S&P. And I think some of the most heavily weighted companies are in both indices. So that's why they often resemble each other. Some of the most heavily weighted stocks, think like Nvidia. I don't really look at individual stocks. I just trade the index. US Tech. US Tech. Maintenance dying apparently. Come on. My charts are frozen. Completely. Yeah, I think I'm disconnected here. It's a good thing I'm not in a position. But if I was, I could always manage it through my mobile phone. With my mobile internet, but still not nice to be disconnected during a trade. I think if I don't end up taking any positions here, I won't post this video obviously. And then people will not have to listen to my ranting about Trump. So I imagine Tom Fugard is fuming right now. He bought the market above that red line. Imagine he's fucking fuming. Oh, he's flicked over to another chart so he doesn't have to look at it. That's smart. Let's hear if he's fuming.
How do you put that politely? How do you say it? Breasts. I don't know why I'm saying that so softly. The biggest fake breasts. Anyway.
Okay, he's talking about fake breasts.
Some ago was we were talking about the bet.
Real versus fake.
Everybody sort of got talking, and in turn I asked her about her tattoos and whatnot. And it just I was with a friend, and we were discussing that. Afterwards, we were discussing don't judge a book by its cover, because this lady that we sort of looked at with sort of disbelief because she was so tattooed and the enormous fake breasts, it was hard to make out. Yet she came across as the most down-to-earth lady. Happened to be a professional boxer. Yeah, a professional boxer.
No shit.
Okay, fair play.
Hmm.
No messing.
Yeah, his Nasdaq got wrecked.
Nasdaq position lost $600. That sucks.
It's because you're trading big bars and you have a huge stop.
So anyway,
that's what I mean.
And she's the mother as well.
It just snowballs when you take trades with big bars, big risk. Surely today it's a rally. Surely. Come on, Nasdaq. It's gonna be it's always always interesting looking at the market after the fact. Be interesting to see what happens here at the Nasdaq. I mean, I may have considered shorting this, but the rally here was so powerful, I kind of have to respect it a little bit. Consecutive bear bars here. So, pull back, second leg down. Bars are growing, accelerating down, sustained selling pressure now. I think it's worth a scalp. The close of that bar. Maybe a 1-to-1. It would have to come down there for that trade to be worth it. That scalp. Not sure about the probability of that. It's already very close, so it's a pretty high probability. I think it's more likely than not that it would actually trade down to that level. Very close. Very close here. There it is. Almost. Oh, close, close, but no cigar. It's gonna get there. Yep. That would have been an okay scalp, I suppose. Measured move. A bear bar now after that huge rally on the 15-minute chart, a bear bar. Wow, I imagine that bear bar is heartbreaking for so many people who got sucked into this and bought somewhere. I imagine seeing that bear bar is heartbreaking for some people. Maybe they bought above that high and now they're just hoping it reverses back up. Yeah, there would have been other people who bought up there like Tom who got above that high. 100%. And who are now trapped. The thing with strong bull trends though, buying new highs is usually not a problem because it usually comes back there. It's forgiving when you're trading a strong bull trend, but this does not seem like a strong bull trend anymore. I think the always in direction is now not clear. I do not think that a bull trend, a strong bull trend, prints this many consecutive bear bars. Could be a weak bull trend, could find buyers here and do something similar to what the DAX was doing. Like a broad bull channel. But it does not have the appearance of a strong bull trend anymore. It has has the appearance of either a bull channel, a trading range, or the beginnings of a bear trend. It's confusing. It's quite confusing. So look here, buyers trying to step in at this gap fill. To me, a gap fill signals weakness, but I am aware of the conventional wisdom that you should place a limit order to get long at a breakout point. I think there are a lot of people who trade that. You see it on like YouTube trading guides. If you see a breakout and then a pullback, you place your limit order to get long there. No doubt some people are trying to do that. Doesn't look like it will pay off this time. With the sustained selling pressure now. Two big bear bars closing on their low. Why do I have a line there on this chart? What is that line? Huh? I'm going to get rid of that line. Some line upwards there. I'm wondering whether I should be short. What's the poor DAX doing? Same. It's falling again. Probably should have gotten short up here somewhere, this bar. I'm just going to observe it. Trader Tom is short the Dow. And it's moving against him by 40 points already. He must be fuming. Oh no, he's trading $1 point. It's like a test position for him. Oh, he's short Nasdaq as well. $3 a point, so he's very uncertain since he's not taking his normal position size. He's just sort of doing the equivalent of paper trading, I suppose. Just testing his ideas. I don't know about paper trading. I tried it when I first began and I'm like, what the fuck am I doing, man? There's nothing at stake here. Don't even care if I lose $150,000 at paper trading money. What's the point of this shit? It doesn't simulate anything for me, paper trading. Nothing at all. Just click buttons. Has nothing to do with trading. Such a huge pullback here. What's it doing now? Be interesting to see if this bar trades above the prior bar high. If that gets follow through and a big rally again, or if sellers suddenly appear above that bar. I think that this bar is a bad buy signal bar. So even if the market goes up, and there are buyers stepping in above it now, I think even if it goes up, the probability is that it wouldn't go up that much, because it's a bad buy signal. Just like this bear bar was a bad buy signal bar because it's a bear bar, and buying above it did not yield very good results. It's a lower probability. It can happen that you get a big rally after that, but I think it's a low probability buying above a bear bar. At least that's what I've learned in the Allbrooks course. Kind of makes sense to me. I am uncertain what to do, so I'm not going to do anything. I've seen a monster rally and now sustained selling pressure and a huge pullback. This bull bar, maybe get a few ticks above this bull bar, because it's a decent looking bull bar and it's closing above the prior bar high on the 5-minute chart. No doubt there'll be some bulls buying that. Let's see if this long setup actually works and what happens to the traders that take it. They're currently making money. I wonder if I see them getting trapped slowly or quickly, if I should be shorting the market for a new low of the day. So I think that line there is important to me. Huge 10-minute buy here, closing on its low. But everybody buying it. I don't know what's going on. It's confusing. Okay. Possible trap here for the bulls. Possible. So there, some sellers showing up above the prior bar high, above the bear bar. Trying to get more legs down. Pressing. I think maybe perhaps if I see consecutive bear bars here that aren't too big, I should attempt a short position. This is technically a high too long above this bear bar. Sorry. Actually, I don't know how to characterize it. If this counts as a new breakout, then this is a high one long. If this is a pullback, this is a high one long and then new high. And this is a high one long again, I think. Regardless, it is a buy setup. I'm not seeing consecutive bear bars on the 2-minute chart. So there is no sustained selling pressure yet. What would be really interesting is if this bar trades up to that buy signal and then falls from there. That would tell me that bulls potentially are getting out break even. Right at this line. They may be losing faith in their trade right now. Everything that's happening on the chart looks very exciting at the moment because the bars are big. But it's so tedious when you're trying to work out, like you're not in a position and then you're trying to get some sense of direction. Okay, so bulls do appear to be leaving the scene, at least in this instant. Then maybe they're not happy with the follow through here of a bear bar after a buy signal. Maybe that's what's happening to the bulls here. Let's see. Fucking hell, the bars are huge, man. They don't look huge, but they're huge. We'll try a short here. think that my rationale for taking the trade is reasonable. Question is, if I get the follow through that I want. Right now I'm not seeing it. A very bad outcome. So I've taken a loss there. Wonder if I should be reversing to long immediately. Seeing as though what I thought was a sell signal has just failed. I'm not convinced of it just yet. I'm gonna try another sell. That does not look good already for me. Not good. I might have the wrong idea here. This ain't working. I've been lured into two bad shorts here. It seems. I'm shorting again. I'll have to manage my risk here. Possibly exit manually if it goes against me hard. close it here. Reason being that it's coming back down to this low, and it's a place where buyers showed up before. And that I got what I wanted out of the trade. A scalp. So, what happened so far to me is that I took a $350 loss exactly, and that the entry up here made me $350 back, and I made 228 on the second entry. So, with regards to risk reward, I think that was a bad risk reward trade. But I was just afraid of a pullback here, right around this level. It seems to be going lower now. But I just felt like I was a bit too exposed. I was questioning my decision to add on. I tried to adjust my stop loss on this, the first entry, but it seemed like the risk was still quite big. I was just sort of trying to analyze it, this particular situation, as best as I could, and I saw that the buy signal was beginning to fail. I was wondering if bulls would quickly lose faith with their position when they saw that. And I sold, got stopped out there. And then it quickly fell back down. I thought, it's a second entry short, double top bear flag after this breakout. Could have another leg down. And what I was hoping for was that it takes off quickly and makes a measured move of that range to the downside. Like quickly, big bear bars. And maybe closes the gap to yesterday's close, but it's just taking a long time. I don't know. I think my money management sort of was telling me to close because I'd already taken a loss and I had the opportunity to make it back. And some profit on top of that. So I just decided to close it. Yeah. It's kind of a trade-off for me between money management. I think money management is pretty important. Like if I just keep taking losses and then get into trades where I can make it back and some more profit on top of it, and I don't take that opportunity and I take another loss, those keep adding up. The losses keep adding up, but I had the opportunities to make money and I refused to take them. So sometimes my money management dictates my decisions, I think. I do think it's an important part of trading, money management. But also technically I thought don't know if I'm seeing the follow through that I want, especially after I added, because my risk has gone up. I want to see a huge bear bar, not a small one. Anyway, it's now making new lows again. It's going below this low. Wonder how other traders are navigating this market. It seems like a very tricky market condition to navigate right now, because you see this and you're like, fucking hell, it's pumping. And then all you're seeing after that is sell-off. But you still kind of have to respect this. Let's look at the Dow. Yeah, the Dow's kind of similar, I would say, in that it had a huge spike up and has been doing nothing but going sideways to down, and since then it's not made an attempt at a new high. Nothing. It's a trading range in the Dow, it looks like. S&P, similar to Nasdaq, I would say again. Sort of going, about to go slightly below that swing low. And it's very close to the low of the day. So maybe this is the high of the day. So this guy, Al Brooks, is so fucking smart that he reckons that by bar 18 on the 5-minute chart, so an hour and a half into the trading day, which is going to be in about 5 minutes, you will know that there is a 90% chance that the high of the day or the low of the day has been formed. So it could be that if this market goes down from here, the S&P, that this here remains the high of the day. And you might decently, with a decent degree of probability, be able to go, I'm going to sell the market, put my stop above the high of the day, and I should get a measured move down of some kind. Because that's the direction of the trend now. I'll go short and put my stop above the high of the day. So from there, it could do many things. It could do this, it could do this, it could do this, but not go above the high of the day, and then fall and then go back up here and close there, and you'll still make a loss on your short down here. However, I think it's a useful statistic to tell you that, like, if you make a decision that by bar 18 you're deciding that that is the high of the day, what you could potentially do if it does pull back, you could add to your short or something and hope that it comes back to break even with your first entry, make money somehow, I don't know. But I think it's still a very interesting statistic. Well, should have stayed short, I guess. Oh well. I'm still going to take some confidence from the fact that I read this situation correctly, that buying above this bear bar was a low probability, and if it goes up, it's not going to go much higher. And then if this sell signal fails, I should start shorting. Sorry, if this buy signal fails, I should start shorting. So made some money, made a little bit of money, and learned an important lesson as well. So wow, fuck. Just love seeing this after I'm out of the trade. Just plunging. Fuck's sake. This bar growing huge. But yeah, I just kind of feel good about the fact at least that I'm reading the market correctly. Gives me confidence in my ability to read the market even if my executions are imperfect. Maybe with time that will improve, with hard work and showing up every day and watching the price action carefully. That should improve, I think. It should improve. Yeah. Just curious here, so I'll short $10 a point. My first entry was at 78. My second entry was 803. So it's about here. It's magnet. Okay, so my first entry was at 803 hours. Oh yeah, so it was the close of that bar. My second entry was here at 78. The reason I sold there was because I saw two more consecutive bear bars. I thought sustained selling pressure. So my average price, fuck, that's tanking now. My average price was about there, and my size was 10. So I would have had quite a significant profit right now, about 2.3k. Feels bad, man. Feels bad, man. The reality, of course, is I could have sold any point. Could have sold this bar. Could have sold this bar, closing below that low. Sometimes after I've just exited a trade, I'm not quite ready to take another one just yet. I'm sort of going over the other one in my mind. Mm. I'm sure this would have taken many more traders by surprise. The sharpness of the rally off the open, and then nothing but down. I'm sure many other traders would have been like, the fuck? How's it supposed to buy a pullback? And quite a few traders did try to buy a pullback, but it failed. Yeah. market can fuck you up if you're not careful, man. Really badly. I've seen some people who are like on the internet on YouTube, and they're doing this kind of stuff here where they see a breakout and a pullback to the breakout point, and they're doing that kind of stuff, and they're just buying there. And I remember I was saying to myself, I don't think that's going to go well for those people who are doing that because of the sharpness of this sell-off, the sustained selling pressure here. It's already a new breakout here. It's a breakout. So I'm sort of thinking, let's potentially look for shorts there. I don't think it's stopping here at this breakout point. Yeah. I think the Al Brooks course on price action, it is just, man, there's so much in there, so much information in there, that it sort of reveals to you how much is actually going on. If it was as simple as looking for a breakout and then placing your buy order there, limit order, then everybody would be rich who tries trading. It's just not that simple. There's so much more going on. Like, for example, this is a double top bear flag right here. So it did eventually get a measured move of that range that I was talking about. Maybe of this range, something like this. I was hoping for that to happen quickly, but it didn't. Oh look, it got a precise measured move, it seems. This trading range. So machines, the computers, doing it to perfection, to the tick. That's how much. Maybe it missed by one tick. I think it actually missed it by one tick. Oh, it missed it by a little bit. By a handful of points, like maybe 4 points. But I think these sort of ways of analyzing the market and the price action, looking for continuous, sustained selling pressure, I think those are far more important than sort of looking for a breakout level and placing your limit order there. Because it really is just not that simple. Two legs down from the bears, so a tight bull channel, a breakout of that channel. Two legs down from the bears. Classic. Now a possible reversal, I guess. It's very sharp, this reversal. Anyway, I think I'm going to go to bed. My count is currently sitting at 33k. Started the week with 29.9. So I think I'm up about 3,100, or about 10% for this week, which is really good. I think it's good. A lot of missed opportunities like here, you know. This had another one that I missed, a huge sell-off where I was already short. That was on not not this day. This day. Got short up here after this double bull bar. Sorry, consecutive bear bars. I got short, and can't remember where I took profit. I think down here somewhere. And oh no, sorry, I took profit like here or something. And then that happened. The biggest sell-off in history happened. Fuck me. So many missed opportunities. I think I'll pause the video now and go to sleep.